Shingles, you can buy 20, 25, or 30-year shingles. They are 20, 25, and 30-year shingles if you live in like a snow globe, basically, with no real weather. They tested these in laboratories. There's no wind, there's no sun, there's no temperature differentials. So realistically, you're going to want to knock about 5 years off of those numbers. Now, just to show you the installation order, if you've never actually seen it, you're going to start with your plywood sheeting. This is going to go right over your rafters. Then you're going to have a self-adhesive, a waterproof underlayment. Then you have a felt underlayment. And then you have the shingles that are put on top. This is one of those things where it's kind of like, it's nice if you've got a cousin who, needs a little extra money and has the summer free or something, but you don't really want to mess with having your roof done improperly. I definitely would recommend hiring professionals. Beyond that, when do you replace them is of course a good question. So this sort of curling thing is usually due to there's too much heat in your attic. It's not able to escape properly. So it's drying them out from the bottom and you're going to get this curling, right? Which is not a good thing. Cracks in shingles over time, shingles do just sort of dry out. And then you'll notice that they'll start balding basically. And a really good way to figure that out is when you're cleaning your gutters. If you see a lot of these little black and brown gray granules and stuff, it's a pretty good indication that your shingles are balding. Beyond that, you want to not have more than 3 layers of shingles on your roof. So I always say if your roof looks like tiramisu, it's probably time to tear that roof off and, redo the whole thing, which nobody wants to hear because it's a pain, but you got to do it. So the heat buildup is actually going to compromise them more quickly. And warranties may not cover them also if you have too many layers because you're not supposed to have more than 3. Flashing. So we're still on the roof because, as I said, water is super important for maintenance. So flashing is a thin layer of waterproof material that keeps water from getting into places it doesn't belong. Sheet metal is a great material to use, copper or stainless steel at any of the roof transitions. So anytime there's a juncture in your roof here, there's a seam here, right? It's not a flat plane. Anywhere you see that is somewhere you're going to need flashing because it's a vulnerability in your roof line, right? So this I see a lot. This tar thing about the tar is that it within a year or so, because of all the UV stuff and exposure to weather, it gets really brittle. It breaks. You're sealing water inside of your chimney brick as well at that point, and that's going to deteriorate your chimney brick right at that crucial juncture. So really try to stay away from that stuff. Don't put it around your chimney. It just never goes well. And, this is kind of the ideal. You want to have, just like with your shingles, it's overlapping flashing lights. It's going to save you so many headaches if it is done well.